Recording. Well, this house was built in 1982, and this wooden fence probably was also. I bought a lot of used fence, which included several gates. The used fence was used to enclose ostriches. The guy raised ostriches, and he was on the side of the hill, so some of the gates that he sold us that just came part of the package are tilted gates, and I didn't know how to deal with this part here where it went down and then up, and so I used up some of the gates. There's 1, 2, 3 of the used gates which are non-functional, but then there's a one gate that is functional. And then from here all the way up the side of the property is new fence that we bought. And we used the new stuff on the side where it would be most visible to us. And the distances I'll have to add later. Oh, watch out for the dangerous animal in the bush. And there's another one following me. Goodness sakes. So, oh, so this is 170 feet or something like that. I forget. I'll have to look it up. But it goes up the hill here, up to the back, and continues on. And this was very crude here. The bushes grew clear out to this tree when I began clearing. When I found where the property line goes, I strung a string, of course, and the property line was, well, there's 10 feet of property there that probably was not usable because it was all thick brush like is behind it. But I cleared it, and now that's usable. It's rough still, and some places I stretched the string for height, and some places the ground was a little low, so these places will have to be filled in, but I can do that fairly easily at a later date. So far my dog hasn't decided or hasn't learned to dig out under a fence, and if I can get it corrected before that, then that'll be nice. Here's a place here where I actually dug it too deep. But it's all correctable, and right now, as it is, the fence is doing a good job in containing the dog. As he got older, his range widened, enlarged, and he wandered further and further from the house when given the chance. And this is another of these gates. This one happened to be 12 feet. Which was not something that I could use functionally, but I could use it here in this place where the big maple precluded continuing in a straight line easily because of the rise and fall of the land there. And I hear dogs. Some kind of dog activity going on here. And so this this was so we had a lot of posts. These are 2 3/8 inch posts, and I had a lot of them, and so I put them in, and I don't know how many people have tried to string a fence around a turn, but I tried it. There are some newer posts mixed in, but excuse me for my rambling monologue here, but this is why I haven't done this before, because it isn't easy to explain many of my actions. Here's a place where I'll use a tension wire on the top and bottom. All the rest of the bottom will also get tension wires, which is a heavy wire with the fence mesh attached to it. There are some places where I don't like to have a non-straight line, but that's what you get when you have to use up the stuff that you have. Oh, this is the first time that Zoltan has encountered the barking dog. This is the part of the property named the barking dog because of the neighbors' naughty dogs, I guess I'll call them. So we go back this way. We're going across the property now, and a little more curvature here. Here's a gate that is usable, but I need a latch for it. There are a lot of places where the fabric was bulging, warped, messed with. It's almost impossible to get those bulges out of it. By the way, that guy that's making all the noise, he's the reason for the fence in the first place. And the little guy here who's getting terrorized, sometimes the shoes on the other foot, and it's the little guy terrorizing the big guy. So this is a gate here that's that is large enough to get my tractor through if I need to. Here's a non-functional gate that I used to as a stiffener. Non-functional gates are good because they are a solid framework and act as a reinforcing device. So this here, there's another gate that, since I had the gates, I use them. I guess I didn't note that I started using the used materials when we started across the property. Hey, knock it off! Please. The everything here, the fabric and the top rail are used materials. I did buy new posts because I got 49 usable posts when I bought the used stuff, but I needed 87 of them or something like that, so I had to buy a bunch. Okay, so this down here was thick woods, just like the rest of this, and it wasn't easy to forge a trail through here, but I did, and so this is the east side of the property, and it comes down here. The neighbors had a wooden fence that was here when we moved here. Let me get on the other side here. The wooden gate was where their fence was, so they had been using for those many years 2.5 to 3 feet of our yard. And when we finally got a survey done, we found that out, and we're not too happy. So the new fence is on the property line, and the old fence is there. I filled the hole because eventually I'd like to continue our fence that incorporates all of our property. But in the meantime, we're going to use their fence because that's 100 feet or so of fence that I don't have to erect now. Plus on the other side, it's problematic because they modified the landscaping to fit their fence, and it doesn't align with our property line. So we're going to use their fence, and if they ever build a fence, then I'll take out the old fence, but we'll and gain the 2.5 feet. But we're using their fence down to this point, and this is the southeast corner of the fenced area. Used some of these old gates. There's rusty stuff there. I might be able to spruce those up, but it's not too important. Oh, crap! Here's my phone ringing. So this is new fence. That's my wife calling me. Lan. Okay. Okay. I will. All right. Anything else? Okay. I'll do that in a few minutes. I'm sure. So a task for me. And so this fence comes around here, and it's the end of the fence. Big enough to get the tractor through, and a walking gate, and the lean-to, which is bad shape because I never did finish with the siding, but that'll get done next summer when I don't have to build a fence all summer. So we're back here where we started from, in the backyard, and we have traveled the length of the fence and seen the what passes for handiwork. Some of it I accomplished with a semblance of skill. Other parts, there were mistakes that I made, but it serves its purpose. And one thing about chain length, it's easy to repair, replace, modify, whatever. There's a little of the fencing that we've been using for a few years around the garden area, the chicken coop, which has no chickens. Well, I'm digressing now and rambling, and I probably will watch this and decide it has to be done again because of the barking dog, a distraction for sure. I did my best to hold it steady while walking. No easy chore. Okay, that's it. Bye.